guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to use the Minecraft Transit Railway mod to create a basic train system in your world. So first you'll need the following items: the rail node, a platform rail connector, a siding rail connector, an iron rail connector, a turnback rail connector, a railway dashboard, and a platform block. First, we are going to be creating a siding for the trains to spawn. Right-click your rail node, and then right-click the siding rail connector with the rail node. Then, place down a second rail node, and then right-click your siding rail connector with it. This will generate a siding rail. Next, right-click your iron rail connector with the siding rail node, and then place down a second rail node. Now we are going to be creating our first station. Then, right-click the platform rail connector with the iron rail node, and then place down a second rail node. This will generate a platform rail that is also 50 blocks long, because the siding trains that are longer than 50 blocks for this tutorial won't cover the whole platform. It will take up more than it. So the platform rail will be the same length as the siding rail. Next, we're going to create our second station. Right-click the iron rail connector with the platform rail node, and then place down a second rail node. Then, right-click your iron rail connector with the second rail node. This will generate another iron rail to connect our first station with our second station. Then you're going to do the same things as you did at the first station. Right-click your platform rail connector with your iron rail node, and then place down a second rail node. This will generate the second rail connector for our second station. Now we are going to make the trains turn around. To do so, right-click your iron rail connector with your platform rail node, and then place down a second rail node. Then, right-click your turnback rail connector with the iron rail node, and then place down a second rail node. This will generate a turnback rail, which, as the name suggests, makes the trains turn around. Now you are all ready to use the railway dashboard. The railway dashboard is how you are able to create stations and depots. So, go back to your siding, and then by right-clicking the railway dashboard, it will bring you to this screen. On the right, there is a map of the world, and on the left, there are three tabs: the Stations tab, Routes tab, and Depots tab. Each one of these tabs will do as the name suggests. The Stations tab, when pressed the Add Station button, will generate an area for said station. We will get to this later. The Routes tab, when press the Add Route button and pressing the little box with a number in it, which represents the platform of another station, will create a route. The Depots tab, when functioned as the same way as the Stations tab, by creating an area around the depot. This is what we will be doing for our depot. So first, press the Add Depot button, then drag a box around the depot area. For this tutorial, we will name this Line 1 Depot. Then press Done. This will generate a depot area. For this tutorial, we are going to be using Minecraft Transit Railway version 4.0, which makes you press the button for the specific train that you want to generate. So for example, if we were generating the SP1900, then we would press SP1900 cab forwards normal for this tutorial, and then SP1900 cab backwards normal. This will generate a frontwards and backwards cab because the depot is 2 cars long, or 50 blocks long. If you are making a depot, which was 3 cars long, then we would do a forwards cab, a trailer, and then a backwards cab. Next, we're going to create the area for our stations. We are going to be placing down platform blocks along the platform rail that we generated earlier. For the trains to stop and open the doors, we will need at least one set of platform blocks along the platform rail. Otherwise, the train will stop and the doors will not open. Do this for the first station, then go across to the second station and do the same. Now we are prepared to create the stations in the railway dashboard for the trains to recognize them. Go back to the railway dashboard, then go to the Stations tab. Then press the Add Station button and draw the area around the station that you want to create. For this tutorial, we will name the first station Station 1. Then, go to the second station and open the railway dashboard again. You will see that our station, the first station, will appear on the map. Then press the Add Station button when in the Stations tab and draw an area around the second station. We will name the station Station 2. Now we have both stations in the Stations tab of the railway dashboard. Now it's time to add a route. Go to the Routes tab, then press Add Route. We will name this Line 1. Then there will be a box with the platform number in the middle of where the station rails are. Press this box for the first station to add it to our route. Then press the second station's platform number. This will generate our route, then press Done. Now we have a route named Line 1. Then go back to the Depots tab and press the pencil or Edit button. This will bring up an editing screen for our depot. Then we are presented with some options. The slider to our left will determine how many trains will generate in the depot for a certain amount of time for each Minecraft hour. So for example, if I have all of the sliders put to the middle, this means that 1.25 trains per hour will come out of the depot. This means that there will be 40 seconds between each train going out of the depot. If I have the slider all the way to the right, this means that there will be 2.5 trains per hour, or trains will have 20 seconds in between leaving the depot and the second train leaving the depot. If there is only one train in the depot, then there will be no new trains leaving the depot even after the set amount of time passes. So for example, there will be no more trains coming out of the depot after 20 seconds have passed if there are only one train in the depot. Slide all of the bars to the right, then go to the middle section here. This will determine the settings for the depot. So for example, you can refresh the path of the depot, clear vehicles, or instant deploy. For this tutorial, we're going to be going to the Edit Instructions button, which will bring up this screen here to select the routes that will come from our depot. For this, we will press the plus button next to line 1, which will add it to the selected column here, then press Done. Then press Refresh Path. This will refresh our path, then exit the screen. Congratulations! You just generated our first system. Another feature of the depot screen is changing how many vehicles will go into the siding. Uncheck the Unlimited Vehicles button if you choose. Then press the Clear Vehicles button. Then refresh your path again. For an example system like this, there's only one rail. So if there are two trains on the route, and the first train is at this station and the second train is at this station, then service gets disrupted because both trains will stop in the middle, avoiding to crash into each other. So there is only one train available for this siding. If you had multiple tracks, then you could choose if you want multiple trains or not. So, if you guys learned something from this tutorial, make sure to like and subscribe, and happy building!